Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Mark Torres from the Hayes Hawks to the show. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me in.
You bet. I tell you, we've talked a lot because we do the weekly coaches show, but we haven't actually met, which is awesome.
That's correct.
That we finally get to meet.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to meet you in person as well.
You too. So let's jump right in. What do you have coming back this year?
Well, some consistency. I think that we played a lot of young players last year. 8 returning players that were varsity lettermen on offense. I think that's a good thing, and just consistency in our offense and our terminology and things like that. It's important, And previously they'd been a slot T team for 6 or 7 years, and so to transition those kids late like that was really tough on them, and it was a bigger challenge than I had originally anticipated. But a year of consistency and working with them and just getting everything, the fundamental aspects of what we do down was very, very important. And then we're losing, 3 really key players defensively, and that, we'll have some growing pains in that area. But collectively, how we're playing defensively has improved as well.
And let's talk about those holes. What are some of the holes that some kids are going to have to step up?
Well, we really don't look at it like replacing production, but Linford Noriega was just coming into his own.
Yeah.
And he'd never played defensive end before. He kind of played some running back and some linebacker and other positions going through the program. And when we finally convinced him that, look, this is a very good spot for you because of his build and the abilities that he had, can get to the passer when we needed him to, and he's just a tremendous motor. But so we're losing Linford Noriega. Bobby Breakus was outside linebacker that was very consistent for us, and he'd been a 3-year starter. Another one that's just kind of like that, a lot of games under his belt, and so you lose that kind of experience. I think that he kind of tied the defense together because he played linebacker, and on the back end, I think Hayden Jackson was kind of starting to come into his own. It had been the first year where he wasn't asked to play offense and defense, and so that was kind of something. And we put him where we thought that our opponent had their best players or their go-to guys, and that was a lot of pressure on him. But those 3 graduating for us, they all played varsity for 3 years and were very productive in each season. So just the experience that they had, we're just going to have to grow some guys up.
Yeah. And so with the underclassmen who have been moving up and now they're learning your system a little bit, are you seeing the lights going on in their head that I get it now? Yeah,
I think we saw that especially early in spring football practice. So we actually had spring ball this year. We hadn't had that in the past. I'm a big proponent of spring football, especially with the summer rule changes where we can actually coach them in the summer. Just for me personally, I like to work the kids hard in the winter with, spring ball kind of being like that carrot dangling at the end. You're doing all this work so we can see where you're at the end of the year, and then we kind of reassess and start it back over when we get to summer. I think that they've bought into that, and we saw a big turnaround as far as them just understanding what we expect from them.
Yeah.
And when we went into our spring game, it was a legit line them up and just play a spring game. And I felt really good that we were able to get out of spring football with our kids being able to go out there and play a game and be competitive and have fun with it. So that had us excited going into summer.
Excellent. And, I want to talk about district, but first let's talk about your pre-district schedule. What's on the agenda there?
Well, we only have 2 games. We're in a 9-team district. We open up with Elgin. Elgin will be at home on a Thursday. They have a new coach. I've not spoken to him or met him. I'll try to get with him. Hopefully he's here at coaching school, and just kind of get a feel for what they're going to be about. But we open up with Elgin. They have They have some really good players. They have some really good advantages when it comes to. Have you seen? I think they just opened their indoor facility.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. It was under construction when we played them last year, and I was very impressed. And they have some really good players. They have an outstanding quarterback coming back. I believe he'll be a junior, and he was a tremendous player. And then we turn around the following week and we go up to Pflugerville to play Pflugerville High, who really embarrassed us, just flat out embarrassed us when we had our home opener last year. And so, if that doesn't get you excited to play, I'm not so sure what else could. And then we get into our district where it's a very deep district, and you see teams that are consistent with what they do, and they have a tradition of what they do. And then you see some teams that just have some lights out talent on their roster. And it's really good exposure for us, and it's
you're in a tough district. I mean, it is loaded. How do you see that district shaping out?
I don't know. I really don't. You just kind of go week by week.
Yeah.
And what I saw as a coach last year was we may not on the scoreboard have fared better against some of those teams that were really good, but I do know we were playing better football when we played against the better teams. Like when we played all the teams that went to the playoffs last year, which was essentially our last month of the season, I felt like we were playing better football. We just happened to be playing really good football teams.
Right.
And, that's kind of what happens. And I think when the light kind of went on with our guys in each of those games, probably, except for one, in each of those games, at some point they decided, that they could play and that they didn't need to just see the helmet and the name on the other opponent's jersey. And those are things I think all of us have to talk to our kids about.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right, so now we're going to do the lightning round. I'm going to say two things. You tell me which one speaks to you.
Okay.
Okay. Willie Nelson or George Strait?
George Strait.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dogs. Everybody who's a dog guy goes, dogs.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I'm not a cat person
right?
at all. No.
Hoodies or polos?
Ooh. You know what? I'm torn because, I'm going to say hoodie. I'm going to say hoodie because now we have so many different variations of hoodies.
Yeah.
So, I really like the T-shirt hoodies that they have now. And another thing I was going to say, practice or game.
Right.
But I've gone away from polos and games for a while, to be honest with you. I'm more of a pullover guy. If it happens to have a hoodie, that's just a bonus. I'll say hoodie.
Okay. Buc-ee's or Whataburger?
Oh, Whataburger, because but Buc-ee's is starting to become a little more mainstream. It's not a novelty so much anymore. They're even building one just south of Kyle, and it's going to be a giant one, just like we've got there in New Braunfels.
Yeah.
But Whataburger, you can get that. You can get that anywhere. It's a little bit of its own. It's not a novelty.
Right. Right.
In-N-Out's a novelty.
No,
I can do
doubt.
In-N-Out.
No doubt. Don't get me started on In-N-Out.
Yeah. I'm not that guy.
Ribs or brisket?
Well, beef ribs.
Okay.
I would say beef. So if between the two, I would say a beef rib. Yeah.
Okay. Queso or salsa?
Well, now look, I'm from West Texas.
Yep.
El Paso. So out here, there's a lot of queso blanco.
Right.
And I'm not a queso blanco guy.
Right.
And then it's kind of like a Tex-Mex salsa where it's really tomatoey. So the salsa out here is better than the queso blanco.
Got it.
But back home, it just depends. Like there is some, when they get the real fresh hatch green chili down there, man, depending on the day, they're both good. I would say salsa.
Excellent. Coach Prime or Coach Saban?
I'm a Saban guy because I responded well to that style of coaching.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I probably need to, if he'll allow, invest some time to go visit Colorado because I think the way he's able to reach players now,
Yeah.
that's the new thing. I mean, both of them, their knowledge of football is exponential,
Yeah.
right? But the way to just be able to stay in tune as kids, their age stays the same and ours gets a little further away.
Yep.
I think that is so important, and he's a forward thinker. I'm very impressed with how he's been able to, change things everywhere he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Prime is done. I think that I still think there's something out there bigger for him. But I love Coach Saban. I really do. I've been to his clinic, met him a few times, and man, he's just so streamlined, and it just works. But Coach Prime has got something that I've got to learn in our coaching staff, and I think every teacher in general, an educator, his ability to relate to this generation and these kids is something that he's special in that regard.
Yeah, and that's huge, like you said. Cowboys or Texans?
Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. I love it.
We're just Cowboy fans. That's our family is.
Okay.
But my younger brother is a Buffalo Bills fan. It's wild, but yeah.
All right, Longhorns or Aggies?
I'm going to say the UTEP Miners because I graduated from there. My son plays for them. But we were right down the street from
that's
from
UT system.
And it's UT system. Between the two, I would say hook 'em as a fan. I will be there when the Miners visit, and we'll see how that goes. I will say I'm very impressed with Mike Elko.
Yeah.
I think Texas A&M hit a home run with Mike Elko.
Yep.
And that's a thing. That rivalry is going to be a thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm talking wins and losses. I believe that. Yeah.
Cool. So, out of all the coaches, high school coaches in the state, who would you least like to see across the field on a Friday night?
Who would I least like to see? Oh man. Realistically, where we are, I would say the odds of us playing, which we have played traditionally, Smithson Valley, and I really respect Larry Hill and have a good relationship with Larry Hill. So I don't want to say I don't want to see him across. That would mean that we're doing something really well for us to see him. I've coached against Ray Gates, who is an absolute stud.
Yep.
Back when I was back home, we played them in the second round. I'm going to say Gary Joseph.
There you go.
I don't think I want to coach against Gary Joseph, and I love him, and I have a good relationship with him. They're in 6A, we're in 5. Ton of respect for Gary Joseph.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that I'd probably be like a young coach saying to you, do you want to coach against Nick Saban? Probably something like that.
Right.
So I'd say I don't want to coach against Gary Joseph.
Got it. And out of your whole staff, which is the funniest of your coaches?
John Hernandez, our defensive coordinator, brought him from back home. We started coaching together when he was on the staff when I got hired as a first-year coach. And we talk about our experiences. He's from the Valley, and he's from Woodsboro, and so then he ended up in San Marcos and then out in El Paso. But just the experiences that we've had, the different schools that we coached at. Our coaches at Hayes don't understand the term underbelly of coaching, and so he's got to go through things. That some of the stories that we've got with just the excuses a kid can't make practice or can't go to class, or we've heard it. You think you've heard it all, and he's got some great ones. So our Johnny's he can get along with everybody and he can make everybody laugh.
We might have to have him on as a guest on our show this year.
No doubt. Yeah, that would be good.
Coach Torres, gosh, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me and doing the team preview.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Get ready to tee off with the legends of Texas sports. That's right, the TLSN Legends Golf Classic, a day of golf, glory, and giving back. It will be held at the Great Hills Country Club in Austin, Texas. 15th, registration 11 a.m., tee time award ceremony at 6 p.m. Who's invited? Fans, friends, alumni, business, golf lovers. If you have any interest in the must-attend golf, whether you're swinging for birdies or just stories, this is a can't-miss event. A round of golf with Texas Sports Legends, a premium course experience at Great Hill, award prizes, and exclusive photo op, food, drinks, unforgettable memories. The photos will be coming soon, as well as the lineup of legends who will be for each team. To stay in the loop and to keep up on player announcements, sponsor reveals, and ticket availability, go to texaslsn.org. That's texaslsn.org. The TLSN Legends Golf Classic.